All right, I'm Diana Medina, and I'm coming to you live from Power Slap 10. The weigh-ins just ended, and I'm here with Frank Lamicella, the president of Power Slap. Welcome to the Petty Corner, and thank you for being here, Mr. President.
Appreciate it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Before we get into things, I just have to ask you: do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I did that to mess with you because you're a lawyer, but
True.
you're not on trial here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But it's been 2 years since Road to the Title first aired, so the organization's 2 years old. How do you feel about it? Is it exceeding your expectations, or is it on track to where you thought it would be?
I mean, look, the thing has been a rocket ship since we started it. We knew the potential that it had. I think it's getting there even faster than we thought with everything that we've been building. So we're thrilled with the results so far and super excited about the future.
I'm excited too. It's fun seeing the sport evolve.
Yeah.
But yes, Power Slap does have a series called Road to the Title. I do like to compare it to the Ultimate Fighter. UFC also has Dana White Contender Series and Dana White Looking for a Fight. Do you see in the future another series like that coming out, but for Power Slap to find some seasoned talent?
Yeah, we're actually working on something right now. For us, getting more fights out there, getting more talent through the door, and getting them more experiences. It's key. Obviously, those shows also allow us to build talent and tell stories. So yeah, short answer is absolutely. We're actually working on it right now.
Well, I can't wait because I'm a fan. I like to watch all of those. But there are like some other like leagues and stuff like popping up, so maybe one day they can kind of do what the UFC does, like looking in those.
Yeah, I mean, we there's leagues in Korea now. There's leagues in Mexico. There's leagues in Brazil. So I don't know the exact format yet, but we're going to be looking for talent around the world and put on more fights.
Do you have a time frame of when one of those shows would pop up?
Probably next year.
2025.
Yeah, 2025.
The last 2 seasons of Road to the Title, it kind of seemed like they were heavy for the lightweight division and the super heavyweight division. Is it really hard to balance like the growth of each division?
I don't think it's hard to balance. I just think you got to carefully look at the division, and you need to see where it might be weak, where it's strong, and then work accordingly. For example, I think we've done a phenomenal job in sort of building the middleweight division. I think that was one when we started Power Slap. It was it wasn't weak, but it was shallow. We didn't have a lot of middleweight fighters, and we did work on building more fights. And now it's actually one of our strongest divisions. So just going through the motions of doing that with each division.
I agree with that. I think it's the most exciting division right now, and it's been the most talked about for at least the last 6+ months.
Makes sense.
So.
Yeah, that makes total sense with the timeline that I'm thinking of.
Power Slap 9 just happened a few weeks ago, and it was the first time you guys had left Las Vegas and the first time you guys went international. What drove your decision to go to Abu Dhabi instead of doing another city that was sanctioned here in the U.S., like Miami or Louisiana or Texas?
Yeah, I mean, look, Abu Dhabi's been a phenomenal partner for UFC and the organization, and now with Power Slap. The event was incredible. We had a sold-out arena at Space 42. We were able to bring in new fighters. We had some great matches, and obviously we're going back there next year. Also next year, we'll be starting looking at other cities to bring Power Slap to.
Do you know what other cities you're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, look, on our map is we definitely want to go to Florida, definitely want to go to Texas, definitely want to go to California. So we will look at all of those and figure out what the best option is.
Speaking of Florida, after you guys had left here, the last time you guys signed a 5-event deal with the Fontainebleau, and the Fontainebleau does have a resort in Miami. Does the 5 fights count for only Vegas, or are you guys planning on splitting it between Las Vegas and Miami?
We're doing 5 fights here in Vegas, but we're already in talks with Fontainebleau to bring an event to Miami. They actually just built a brand new convention center that's either attached to the hotel or right next to it. So we're working on that too.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Do you have a time frame of when you're going to bring it there?
We'll see. We'd love to bring it next year.
Next year, 2025. And then Power Slap 8 was in the same ballroom that you're holding it, Power Slap 10 in the Cobalt. Do you plan in 2025 to bring it to a bigger ballroom here to allow more seating?
Yeah, I think it's something we'll look at. Right now, the Cobalt room is perfect for what we're doing, but go up 2 floors and you double the space. So we have the event here, and we'll just evaluate event to event, see when the time is right.
And there are pre-recordings on every single card before the prelims. Do you guys have plans to make it like an early prelims like the UFC does?
Well, there are the early prelims. We just don't put them out live, although sometimes it's out on social. It just depends on the fight and who's fighting and what we feel like doing on that event. But it's sort of similar to your question earlier about looking for fight, contender series style. Early prelims are our opportunity to get more fighters reps.
Some new talent in there.
Yeah, super excited. For this event, we have another former UFC athlete participating in Power Slap, Emily Whitmire. Obviously, I think when Paige joined and showed the world what she can do and how the organization, can help benefit the fighters as well, other people are starting to join. I mean, this is exactly what we said. We said once Paige joins, this will open up doors for others, and this is the first one.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get some men UFC fighters in.
We'll see.
Okay, there was just another rule change
Yeah.
because in Abu Dhabi, 2 matches ended in a draw. I do love seeing the rules change and evolving with the sport. Do you have any other rules that you would like to see changed in the near future? I know a lot of people do complain about the stepping, so maybe using some new technology.
Well, the stepping fouls have actually come down very significantly because we did sort of tweak the interpretation of how that rule was written to make it more accurate with what the original intent was. So stepping fouls have actually come down significantly. Fouls overall have come down significantly over the last few events. The draw rule obviously came out of Abu Dhabi. It is something we talked about in the past about having sort of this one extra round in certain scenarios, but we worked with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, got it passed and approved. I'm super excited about the rule because I think it adds a level of excitement to the event, but also allows the players to have, a final say in what the outcome of the match is.
Yeah, and we don't like when it ends in draws, so hopefully
especially title fights. So I agree.
Yeah, so hopefully that changed that. And there were some new women faces on that last card, and in this card we have 6 new women faces. Do you guys have plans to do a road to the title with women to try to get some more women talent?
Sounds like a great idea. We'll listen. Again, another thing we knew would start to happen. We now have more women in the sport. I want more women in the sport. So absolutely, we just gotta. I think it's a great idea. We'll see what happens with that one next year.
There are 2 new women weight classes on this card,
Okay.
welterweight and strawweight. What kind of drove that, and besides growing the bantamweight?
Again, I think with the women right now, we just want to get as many through the door, and getting as much experience and as many women on the roster as possible. No real decision making behind which weight class right now on that one.
Okay. Well, I love it because I love seeing the new women faces in the sport. The coin toss is done behind closed doors. Do you guys ever have plans to do that publicly or live?
The coin toss is done by the Nevada Commission. Maybe. I mean, the reason we do it in advance is because we want to give the sports books enough time to put odds up. So a lot of people have asked me, why don't you do it at weigh-ins or why don't you do it right on stage? It wouldn't allow the books to put odds up in time. So that's why we do it in advance. We'll see. My thing about the coin toss is, and the data shows this too, it's effectively 50-50. If you win the coin toss, then you win the fight. So, I mean, you can certainly take the argument that the coin toss doesn't really have any impact. And again, it's one of these things that we knew would happen when we have more veterans and more matchups. Like, if you lose the coin toss, you still need to win the fight to move on and maybe get a title shot, right? Whether you win or lose the coin toss is at the level we're at and at the level of athletes that we have, you have to be prepared to both get hit first and hit first. So I don't know the answer. We'll see. If it's entertaining enough and there's the right opportunity, we'll do it.
I know the betting and all that, but I think it would be really exciting to just do the coin toss right on the stage, so nobody knows who's getting slapped until they're right up there, like you guys did on the road to the title.
Correct. I mean, so that's some of the benefits of these, alternate programming that we're doing. We could tweak things a little bit. So, yeah, I love doing that on Road to the Title. First time they ever learned if they hit first or they don't was when they walked right on stage.
Yeah, you guys should keep that for next season.
Okay.
Okay, and you guys don't announce the full Power Slap card until days before. Even yesterday, there were still matches still being dropped. Do you guys have plans to kind of do it like the UFC, where you drop the whole card at once?
It just depends. That's sometimes in the past we have done that. Sometimes we haven't. Sometimes these fights come together.
Yeah.
This is the fight business. Sometimes they come together last minute. Sometimes they're booked in advance. Who knows what happens? But it's obviously our goal to book a fight card and have it be final as early as in advance as possible. But things change, and We just want the best fights and the best opportunities for guys.
Okay, so Power Slap 10 had Vern Cathy and Wolverine on there, and they got moved to Saudi
That
Arabia.
moves to Saudi.
Yes. Do you have any other matches that you know of yet that are going to be on that card?
Stay tuned to Power Slap 10 this weekend.
Oh,
You'll see
okay.
it.
So it's going to drop tomorrow, hopefully.
Yep.
And then I believe last time I saw you on an interview, Leaf Trading Cards was supposed to come out this past fall. It's past the fall now.
Yep.
You were heading into winter. Do you have an update on the timeline of when they're going to release the trading cards?
I actually just approved a bunch of the designs, so I'd expect Q1 of 2025 for this stuff to come out.
That's
They're really
exciting.
cool. They're really cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, and I heard that they are going to be handing out like pre...
Yeah, actually,
Cards
at this
today.
event, Leaf will be here giving some sort of first run additions to fans.
That's exciting. I'm going to have to find them so I can find it.
Yeah. Go track them down, try and get as many as you can.
Okay, well, Head Rush brand is giving away Power Slap tickets to Power Slap 12, and the giveaway ends on February 13th. So
Interesting.
Yes. So fans can assume that maybe the event is coming up shortly after that. Do you have a date for that?
We'll be back here in March.
You guys heard it here first. We're going to be back here in March. So I'm the kind of fan that likes to buy merch and posters at every event that I go to. I noticed that at the last two that I had went to, there was nowhere to buy merch unless you bought the VIP tickets and the posters weren't available there. Do you guys have plans to sell those at events soon?
Yeah, this is actually a great question. Head Rush is here selling merch for this event. So, yeah, more of this will come out.
That's awesome. And they do have a lot of shirts with the strikers
Yeah.
on it and that kind of stuff, so that's fun. This sport is growing rapidly. What is your best piece of advice for someone who is wanting to join the sport?
Reach out to Erica, our matchmaker, and let us know. No, listen, the guys who are most successful are the ones who know the rules, train, get reps in. So just get in sooner than later and start participating.
Matt, I just want to say thank you so much for being here, Frank. I am so excited for tomorrow.
You got
I
it.
expect a lot of knockouts.
We'll see.
Do you have anything else that you expect for tomorrow?
No, I think it's just going to be a continuation of a fantastic event here at Fontainebleau, and we'll knock the socks off out of everyone in the audience, and we'll have a great time.
Yes, and we'll see you guys back in Saudi Arabia. That's the first time you're going there, but Saudi Arabia in January and back here in March.
You got it. All right.
Thank you, Frank.
You got it. Welcome.